What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? It is finally Friday. What a day and a week and a year. We are finally also at December 1st, if you're listening to this. I want to shout out those that have had a really tough year. You've almost made it. I ask God to continue to strengthen you and to get you through these next 30 days, and that these be your best 30 days yet. Going to try to go out the rest of this year with a glass half full while we all handle our personal battles. I know it's hard out here for y'all. POP, hold it down. I know it's rough, man. Praying for everybody that is listening to this. The news is newsing today. Our favorite Kanye has been in the news all day. And before he decided to go to bed, he decided to drop a bomb. He dropped a few bombs today. Let's be clear. First of all, let's get into the info scores, because why not? The Bills beat the Patriots 24-10. Josh Allen had a good game. I hope that did something for my fantasy. I'll have to check that out. Let's get into this Kanye news. This is what I'm going to say about Kanye. I definitely feel like Kanye is going through some stuff. I always say it all the time. I tell my husband, babe, Kanye took some bad drugs and he has not came back into himself. And unfortunately, he has a platform where he can say a lot of stuff that is just out of control, man. He went on Alex Jones today, and I'm not going to play it because it's just a bunch of foolishness, but what he is saying to everything he said is that he is spreading love. He's still planning on running for president. He said he's praying for world peace. Dear God, thank you for all of the creation and the spirit of Jesus of Nazareth and all teachers of peace who inspire the many faith traditions. Help me and all the people of the world learn how to replace hate, war, oppression, and division with love. Here's a snippet of this Alex Jones.
What about Holly Selassie? Because this is what happened to Kyrie Irving, and it made me really mad because when I was a kid growing up reading comic books and stuff, I could read really early. When I was 5, I could read like a 10-year-old. When I was 10, I could read like a college student. And so I put down comic books when I was about 8 because my mom had all these history books, and some of them were picture history books, but I started reading those. And it's like a fact that Solomon married a bunch of black women. It's a fact that Ethiopia was Jewish. It's a fact that North Africa was Jewish. It's a fact that went on. And then Kyrie Irving puts out a video explaining that a bunch of North African blacks are intermarried and part Jewish, and Israel lets a bunch of blacks in because they can prove that their lineage, their names are Jewish names. So how is it anti-Semitic? And how does the ADL say it's anti-Semitic for black people who are related directly to King Solomon and King David, the line of Judah, which Haile Selassie was the leader of Ethiopia? That's where this whole movement comes from. To act like they don't know this, I'm not blaming Jews for this. I'm blaming the leftist ADL. To deny black Jews their heritage is a historic fraud. It's a damn historic fact. It's on Wikipedia. It's not even debated.
It's true, but it's not just the leftists, it's the right-wing ones too, because in Israel, Ye was just showing me a clip the other day where they are racist towards the Sudanese or Ethiopian black Jews that immigrate into Israel. They kick them out. There's quotas.
Well, I mean, Israel's even mean to the Hasidic Jews now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're waging war.
Right. So, and I agree with you. And what they've done to Kyrie Irving is just disgusting.
So, I mean, listen, I don't know, man. Alex Jones stating facts. Amazing.
Because our country is going not socialist. They've skipped over that. They skipped over socialism. Our country is going communist. This is what happens, and we can't let it happen. We have to stop it. So I want to thank everybody for working so hard. I know how hard you're working to get justice for people that are imprisoned right now and people that are being tormented. We can't let it happen. We're going to stop it. We're going to win. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, these is all the people. But before Kanye decided to go to bed tonight, he also said, these are all the things he tweeted today. He said, God loves Balenciaga, love is the answer, and Jesus is the answer. Praying for all of the innocent artists and beautiful humans who make clothing that had nothing to do with the ads. People's grandmothers work for Christ's sake. Remove any and all forms of pornography from Twitter and every platform. Pornography is a product of pedophilia. When grown men look at porn, they are watching someone's daughter relive trauma for money. The use of porn destroyed my family, but Jesus will heal anything. I stand by Balenciaga and denounce all witch hunts, and I cancel culture. Jesus is king, and then trafficking doesn't start or end with fashion campaign for Christ's sake. And before he went to bed, he decided to say that Chris Paul slept with his wife. And then his last tweet is of Elon Musk being sprayed down in water by somebody. I don't know. This is interesting. Kanye is I'm telling y'all, he is not in his right mind. He unfortunately just has a platform. That's what I'm gonna say on that, and I do not condone anti-Semitic speech, period. Yeah, man. And I can't stand talking about Kanye, but the news is the news, and the media loves this man for some reason. A Republican-led county in Arizona that flouted a statutory deadline for election certification ended up certifying its results Thursday, shortly after the judge ordered the officials to take action. So the results ended up going to, they certified it. The November 8th elections went to the Democrat. And I know her name is like Katie Hobbs. Yeah, Hobbs. She defeated, what's her name? Lake. The Republican Carrie Lake. So, yeah, the Arizona finally certified their results. This is sad. At least 4 U.S. Navy sailors assigned to the same facility in Virginia died by suicide in the last weeks, military officials say. Very sad. For many in the Native Hawaiian community, the eruption of Mauna Loa carried a large cultural and political symbolism and a message to respect indigenous communities and the land. I know that Hawaii has gone on record in saying that they just have too many visitors, but yet people still keep going there. A California clerk was fatally shot by a robbery suspect. They say the suspect won't be charged with murder. Interesting. Why wouldn't they be charged with murder? They submitted their findings, and I don't know why they declined to charge him. They just literally said he had robbery and possession of stolen property and firearm enhancement, but declined to charge him with murder. Don't say why. A handful of YouTubers are distancing themselves from established titles. A company that sells souvenirs plots of land in Scotland after a popular curator made a viral video calling the company a complete scam. Americans are racking up credit card debt at a pace not seen in decades as inflation continues. The death of a co-pilot who mysteriously exited a plane mid-flight as seen as an accident. Was he sleepwalking? People are choosing more whole grains, but we're still not eating enough of our daily dose. Not shocking. People are still destroying their Balenciaga. More murderers on the loose. The GOP is still holding up the national defense money because they want the COVID vaccine taken out. And I get that, but you guys are like holding up money for the soldiers, and I don't get that part of it at all. What else? There's so much news, but I don't want to bog your weekend down with sad stories because let's face it, the news is sad these days. The Guardian of the Galaxy trailer dropped. I love that. I do want to give you guys, I'm going to end on the prayer because there is a good prayer that I wanted to end on. Let's listen to this new school person, and this was pre-recorded, so let's listen to this. Here's a new liberal talking point for you guys this morning. This guy, Don Winslow, says, welcome to more of horrors of Trump's America. Brevard Sheriff Wayne Ivey held a press conference with the new right-wing school board chair to call for more severe disciplines of students, saying they need to fear like the old days, as that they used to. People are saying cruelty is a feature, not a bug, a walking boss. Oh, he's talking about kids in their arse cheeks. Another Republican God-fearing pedo. Just wait till Republican Karens have their precious little ones put through sheriff's form of discipline at school. They'll get what they voted for, and we'll see how it plays out. Let's see what the sheriff's talking about here.
So their ass torn off for not doing it. They know nothing's going to happen to them. They know they're not going to be given after-school detention. They're not going to be suspended. They're not going to be expelled. Or like in the old day, they're not going to have the cheeks of their ass torn off for not doing right in class. So we have teachers that are handcuffed. We have principals that are handcuffed. And I will tell you, and I've said this many times before, we got to get to these kids before they get to me here at this jail. And so starting right now, it's a brand new day, folks. It is a brand new day where school discipline is going to be put back in place in Brevard Public Schools. We have a school board that stands behind this. We have our teachers union that stands behind it. I can tell you that our team, all the way from the state attorney, from school district security, to the principals, to the teachers, we're all tired of this disruptive behavior.
So I think this could have been a great plan 15 years ago, but you got a whole new generation of kids that's on every antidepressant, don't even listen to no parents at all. And you think you're going to give a teacher some handcuffs? Good luck with that, man. Like, more power to you if you can get the kids to listen to you. But I highly doubt it. It starts at home. It starts at home. Teachers cannot raise your kids. Teachers cannot teach your kids discipline. You can maybe, hope that they learn, but this is just going to be a revolt. And especially since the media is already making this a politicized issue. Good luck with this. I give you an A for effort, but yeah, this is not going to be good. Not at all.
Take heed, my queens.
To the women, my sisters, my queens, know the difference between a man who's very charming and a man who has good character. There is a difference. Know the difference between a man who's a leader and a man who's a dictator. There is a difference. And know the difference between a man who walks in his authority and a man who tries to control you. There is the difference. You see, a person that's charming, it only lasts but a moment until they're tested. That's when their true character will be revealed. You see, a good leader will listen and take into account every idea and decision that's best for the family, even if it's not his. But a dictator will only be concerned about his decision, not yours. And a man who walks in his authority, he not only provides and protects, but he also serves and he listens. But a man who's controlling, he doesn't want to hear from anyone but himself. I love you, sister. Believe that.
And that was a message. Let's go to the next one.
So I was actually raised by a single father. My mother was a drug dealer and she gave birth to me in prison. My mother actually just died earlier this year. And when she was alive, this is my father's family that I'm talking about. When my mother was alive, she hated my dad's family. You know, she was in this weird position of like, damn, she's grateful for these people because, you know, they essentially raised me. My dad took my mom to court. He had 100% full custody of me. So my mom, you know, she was proud of me when I would go off and tell her the stories and, you know, things like that. My dad was, I would say, a passive parent. You know, he was 100% active in raising me as far as like taking me to my basketball games and, you know, going to parent teacher conferences and coloring with me and playing and taking me places. He was a great father. But the problem was he was passive when it came to abuse. So, you know, when I would get into these fights with relatives, because when I was like 14, 15, you know, I had aunts that would literally beat me. Like, I'm talking about not like a whooping, like throw things at my face, punch me, slap me. And my dad, he would say, oh, well, you shouldn't have talked back. You know, auntie is drunk, you know how she gets. And so he would only step in when it would get really violent because I wouldn't hit back. And I remember I was 16 years old and my aunt was still living with us and she was crazy as hell. And this is a whole nother story, but fuck it, we're already here. I witnessed my aunt's daughter, which is my cousin, get murdered in front of me when I was 16. And she blamed me for it. You know, she was depressed and rightfully so. You know, she was going through a lot. But anything I did irritated her because she blamed me for the death of her daughter. I didn't have anything to do with it. It was a man that killed her. I was there. There was nothing I could have done. And so one day she threw, remember them big ass remotes? She threw one in my face, busted my lip. I had a dance recital that day and obviously could not go. And she attacked me. And that was the last time I told my dad, I said, if your sister ever puts her hands on me again, I'm going to beat the shit out of her. Oh, Ruthie, you can't do that. That's wrong. You got to respect your elders. Well, she put her hands on me again and I beat the dog shit out of her. The entire dog shit out of her. Because remember, although you're grieving your child, I'm going through PTSD. I saw a murder. I'm all kinds of crazy and triggered at that age. And I was disowned from the family for a long time. I got talked about like a dog.
So this lady, she's basically talking about her toxic family, and that's the level of toxicity that you don't want to be a part of. And unfortunately, a lot of kids get caught up in toxic cycles in family, and it's just a lot of hurt, and like some things cannot be healed by man. And thank God she survived and is living to tell about it. And basically she's just telling people like, you know, you got to heal from that stuff and to not continue with generational trauma, which is hard for a lot of people to break. Let's go to the next one.
With issues, his mother Kate even stated in an interview that he had, quote, special needs. Well, now, 18, Colin came to us because he wanted to set the record straight about who he is, what he has endured, and how he feels about his famous family.
I was in 2 different institutions. Scary place. I was actually 12 when I got admitted there, and then it was like I spent my 13th and 14th birthday there.
Why were you there? Because your dad said you shouldn't have been there.
You know, I came to the conclusion that everybody has their own agenda. You know, my mom had her own agenda. I don't know exactly what that was, but my agenda was to make it out on top of that tough spot.
At the time, Kate said Colin's institutionalization was due to, quote, special needs.
He's missing. Colin wasn't there. Each unique child is receiving exactly what they need.
Your mom said Colin has special needs. There's a fairly fluid diagnosis of what those needs are. It's not something that has only impacted me or him. Our entire family has been impacted. When you hear that, what do you think?
It's unfortunate that that's how my mom phrased me as a person. I don't see those things, and I don't think anybody else sees those things. And I hope that if we met again one day, she would understand that, it's not the case.
Colin told me he was finally able to leave the institution after writing John this gut-wrenching letter begging for help. Quote, "You're my dad, my savior. Please help me. I'm counting on you to get me out of here. Daddy, I love you." You asked him for help to get you out of that place. Right. What was going on?
I was in a dark place mentally. I think being in a place like that does more damage than it helps you. So I was hopeless.
Colin moved in with his dad and twin sister Hannah. In 2018, John says he was granted temporary full custody. Your mom didn't show up to the custody here. Did it bother you that she didn't show up?
It didn't really bother me. I mean, they just gave it to my dad, and, she wasn't there to put her word in, so that's what happened.
Sadly, Colin's relationship with Kate and his 6 other siblings remains estranged, but he is hopeful that eventually it can be rebuilt. If there's a message you could send to your mom, what would you say to her?
It's unfortunate that we didn't have a relationship, but I'm doing very well.
Do you get to talk to your other brothers and sisters?
No, I've not spoken with my siblings in probably 5 or 6 years now, and it's tough.
Do you want to send a message to them? Because I'm sure they'll see this.
I love them to death. They're the only...
Sorry. No, I get it. There's nothing like the bond between brothers and sisters. There, you want to...
That's a sad story. So that's the guy, one of the kids from John and Kate +8, and just, he's talking about how he's been estranged from them for like almost 6 years, and he got sent to, a home for his, I think that TV show, that was like the beginning of kind of reality family TV, and one of the, a lot of people refer to Kate as the first original Karen, but it's just unfortunate that their families estranged like that, and unfortunate that, him as such a young man, especially when, as a parent, when you go through things with your kids, but to put it on the media, like, has mental issues, it's sad, and I hope this guy can heal, because that is sad ending. Hopefully they have a happy ending where they're reunited. Let's go to our next one.
You can pick out Pepsi. Okay, y'all, so I asked my Twitter this, but I want to ask y'all too. Okay, if you found out that your friend was cheating on their significant other, would you still be friends with them? Like, I want to know. Because, y'all, there was a lot of mixed reviews. Some people were saying, oh, like, that ain't got shit to do with me. The fuck, like, what? And then other people was like, if they could be disloyal to their significant other, that means they could be disloyal to you. I don't know, y'all. I feel like, me personally, I feel like that's not my relationship, so the fuck they got to do with me. But let me know what y'all think.
So I think it depends on what age you are in life. When I was younger, monogamy was just not that important to me. I've grown up a lot, but I will say it just depends on, like, some people cheat because, they're just not monogamous, or there's different levels. Like, you could just be a cheating, deceptive liar. Now, somebody like that, I could be cool with you, but I wouldn't trust you around my man. There's only, like, I got one friend that I trust around my man, period, and it's not that, some people just got lying tendencies. So I think it's more like, what is the status? How does this person treat relationships? Some people aren't in it for monogamy, especially these days, and I absolutely understand. It's a wild, wild west out there. But if you are just like having this doting, loving husband at home and you out doing the most, I'm gonna look at you a little bit sideways. But if I've been friends with you forever, it depends on how long this said friendship is, it just depends. There's a lot of factors, but friendship and relationships are two different things as far as, like, romantic relationships versus platonic friendships. I don't care what you do romantically, as long as it has nothing to do with abusing somebody. That's where I draw the line. All right, let's go to the next one.
We are living in the year
of the whore. Wait, let me explain. Hot girl living is now considered empowerment of women. Modesty is now considered political. The year of the whore is producing women who has masculine tendencies considered heroes, and us men who don't care to be feminized is now being considered misogynistic. The year of the whore is producing biological men who's now being considered women of the year, and women who's now considered as kings, no longer queens. See, the year of the whore is creating an atmosphere of any and everything goes. There is no boundaries. But this is what they not telling you about the whore. She's infecting people who's infecting other people. Now, what's my solution? Only Christ Jesus saves.
Listen, this is what I'll say on this. Yes, society has turned to, and it ain't turned, society's been sexualized. Everything's sexualized. Whenever they started changing kids' clothing, that's when the downfall has come. I would not definitely put that on women. I put that on the media. I put that on this. We live in a fallen world, and if you don't teach your children morals at home, I do agree on some things where he's like, if you're modest, if you're that, you're looked at as kind of like square or not cool if you don't want to show your body or do all this. I say to each his own, for everybody, how you want to live and express yourself. I don't think that women, if you are a true man at heart, if you're true to who you are, period, nobody can change who you are. No matter how much rap music or twerking I see on TV, I'm not going to go do it. But some people are they're manipulated by the media and what they see. Same with men. Like, if you know you're a man, there's nothing a woman can do or say to take away from your manhood. I mean, because you're a man, you just will stop dealing with these people. This whole tug of war that we have right now of telling people how they should be and look and be, it's just exhausting, and it's not going to go anywhere. It just makes people revolt even more. I say let people be who they want to be, and worry about yourself and your own childhood, your own household, and your own kids. And yeah, I'm going to close you guys out with the prayer because I think it's super important. Let me do this one too here. I like this earlier.
All second wives. If your husband has kids of his own, you're in for a battle. Usually the man dies first, and if that happens, and he leaves his estate to you, you're going to be left with his kids wondering for the rest of your life if you're going to spend all of his estate before it makes it to them. This is a sample of what you'll experience. His kids are going to want to know how the money is invested. If you buy a car or some furniture, they're going to want to know, why are you spending our money on this stuff? And they might start to drop hints about how they'd like some of that money now versus waiting until you die. There are many things that can be done. One is putting your entire estate into a trust, letting your wife live in the house for her lifetime, and to get income from the trust for her lifetime. And then at her death, everything goes to the kids. Another one, if you can swing it, is buy life insurance policies equal to the size of your estate and let your kids get that at the moment of your death. Follow me for more solutions because it will happen.
Buyer beware. Let me close you out with this prayer.
I come against every single spirit that is trying to attach itself to the purpose and the calling in your life. I come against every demonic entity that has tried to attach itself to you to assassinate your character and your purpose. I take authority over every spirit that would try to suffocate the life out of you and try to rip the love out of your heart. I come against every single force that has tried to come against you or the purpose of God in you. I command that every single weapon that is formed against you will now be dismantled and it will return back to the sender. Remember who you are.
And that's that on that, guys. Don't let remember who you are. You are powerful and you are strong. You guys have an awesome weekend, and I think I'm going to try to start closing you guys out with more encouraging, because I know we're getting to the final stretch of the year and we all need some encouragement. So you guys stay safe and strong out there. F is for Family is signing out.